This video is brought to you by eToro. Now, you may have seen that eToro sponsor a number of Premier League clubs. Now, if you don't have time to invest, you can use eToro's CopyTrader feature, copy top performing investors, so when they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically at no additional cost. Then click the link in the description.
What a way to end 2020, the last game of the year for the Arsenal women, and they beat Everton a massive 4-0, the same club that the men struggled to beat in the Premier League. And I'm so glad that a fellow journalist, Isabel Barker, asked Joe Montemurro this question, because I was really going to ask him this.
Looking at the club in general and fans who love the club, both the men and the women, so much, was it nice to give the fans some kind of Christmas cheer with such a brilliant display, given that there's been some kind of upset fans with the result yesterday?
We've always got to save the club, us girls, don't we? No, look, we love representing the club, and for us, it's more important that we represent the club in style, and we represent the club with the class and the integrity it deserves. And win, lose or draw, we will always go out there and be the best we can be. And we hope the fans appreciate that. And that's really important. And I suppose from our perspective, it was nice to cap it off with a very good performance.
And it's true that Arsenal women are always picking us back up. Not always, but of course we can always rely on them to get a win. Of course, it was a great reaction from their loss against Manchester City last week, with that last minute winner from Caroline Weir to take all 3 points for Man City to make it 2-1. But what a reaction from the women. A great performance all around today. And it was great to see Lisa Evans back in the starting 11, Jordan Nobbs back in there. I know quite a few fans questioned how she would fit back into this midfield role. And I asked Joe Montemurro about this. Hi, Joe. Congratulations. Massive win.
Pippa,
and
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well.
I just want to ask a quick question on Jordan Nobbs, because there was a small amount of uncertainty amongst the fans whether she would fit back into this midfield. But her return to the starting 11, she got an assist, a great assist to Beth Mead's goal, and a goal. How important is she to this squad, and can she integrate fully back into this midfield?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a complete scenario. The squad, all players are different. They all have different qualities. They all have different things that they do well and things that they need to improve on. And there are certain games that I think Jordan is outstanding, and one of them is these games. I mean, and as I said, having the importance of having a squad, as we said today, is to find the best option and the best key for the game at task. And that's why it's really, really important that we make sure that it's about the 20 players and everyone. But look, Jordan has been exceptional at training. She's been exceptional in everything that she's done, and I'm so proud of her. And it's just taken a little bit more time to give her that starting situation, because she has been coming back from an injury, which has been a little bit annoying, to be honest. And it was just great to get her back in.
Now, speaking of Jordan Nobbs, her goal came within the 4th minute, an early goal, but I didn't want to get too excited. I was genuinely excited for her to get a goal back on her return to the WSL, back into that starting 11, I mean. But last weekend, we saw the same thing. Vivian Miedema scored a goal within the 3rd minute, and we still took an L, so I was a bit nervy. But Lisa Evans and the creativity happening down the right-hand side was being utilised the whole game, and that was Everton's weak point. They changed their formation into a diamond formation, and we just read their game inside out, and we just knew how to beat them clearly, because everything was happening down that right-hand side. Lisa Evans racing forward, switching play with Jill Ward sometimes on the right, Beth Mead switching over to the right at times, and everything was happening down that channel. All they had to do was make the runs, cross the ball in, and hopefully someone gets on the end of it, and that's what happened for pretty much every goal. Caitlin Ford's goal that came a few moments later was completely similar in the way that she just had to tap in the goal from being squared in the ball from the right-hand side. And to be fair with you, I wasn't sure what to expect from this result, because Everton, as I said in previous WSL videos, have been a very, very strong side this season. Both men's and women's teams started off their leagues so strongly, being unbeaten for at least 5 weeks. And it was a very hard team to come up against. And I've said before, in previous seasons, you only normally worry about the Manchester Cities, the Arsenals and the Chelseas. But this season, Man United have stepped up, Everton has stepped up, and these are teams that are really improving defensively and scoring goals and tallying up points on the table. So I wasn't sure what to expect to get the result out of this one, but seeing 4 goals on the score sheet was a pleasant surprise and a perfect way to end the year. Now, there wasn't much action going forward for the majority of the first half, towards the end of the first half. So for Jem Beattie to get a goal, it was such a pleasant moment for so many reasons. One, because she's a defender and doesn't really score goals. And two, as some of you may be aware, last weekend, she revealed that she was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year, and she's put out an amazing campaign to spread awareness about cancer. And last weekend was really all about Jem Beattie. Both her former club Manchester City and her current club Arsenal wore their names on the back of their training shirts in the warm-up period of last weekend's game, and it just was about Jem Beattie and her awareness for spreading awareness about breast cancer and cancer. So she's been the talk of the town recently, and then to see her get a goal, which, to be fair to you, was a great goal, but I mean, Everton really did mess up here. She was in no man's land. There was literally no one around her. It was a free header. She could have done a few keepy-uppies before she decided to score. That's how much space she had. It was from a set piece. It was from a corner. The ball came in straight to her. All she had to do was head it straight into the goal. Goalkeeper stood no chance. There was nobody defending her, and it was a great corner kick and a great goal for Jem Beattie, and great for her to get on the score sheet as well. And the celebration between her and Leah Williamson, her centre-back partner, was just beautiful to see. And then minutes later, Beth Mead's goal. Now, this goal right here has to be the goal of the match. I mean, every goal was great, but this one here, Jordan Nobbs' assist. I mean, what Jordan Nobbs does in this midfield, the quality of players that we have in this Arsenal women's team is enviable. I mean, if I was a manager of any other WSL teams, even of a men's team, if I want to stretch it, the quality these players possess, I would love to have in my team. There's so much quality between what they do in their roles, what they do off the ball, what they do on the ball, the skills they have, the balls the midfield. Speaking as Arsenal fans, right now in the men's team, we are lacking creativity in the midfield. That's what we're crying out for. The midfield is an absolute mess at the moment. And you've got a women's team. I know that a lot of you don't like to compare and you think I shouldn't compare, but we've got a women's team that have all of these midfielders that just place the perfect balls, long balls, short balls, long passes. They just put it in the right place. They find that pocket of space where their players are running onto it, which Beth Mead was running down that right-hand side. She switched the entire play over to Beth, who cuts in, beats her defender, could have taken a shot out from range, but decides to take a few strides forward and hits it in the top left corner. And that's all from Jordan Nobbs' vision to get that ball up the pitch and make sure it reaches her player. We don't have players doing that in the men's squad. So when you see that happen in the women's team against the same club that we should have beaten yesterday, realistically, I think so anyway, you just think, wow, why is the men's team not placing balls like that? Why are we not playing balls forward like that? I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to compare, but I'm just going to put it out there. I mean, there's players that are fighting for spots in this midfield role in the women's team. Now you've got Kim Little, the captain, who's always going to be in that midfield role, to be honest with you. The talent she has, the skill she possesses, her ball control is just, it's just second to none, really. The strength she possesses as well is just really, there's no really getting past her. And once she has the ball, she's going past you. And then you've got Jill Rood, who's newly to the team, fairly new, who's really planted herself into this team as a forward. She can play as a forward, she plays a midfielder. You've got Daniel van der Donk, who's struggling to get into the midfield now. You've got Jordan Nobbs, who, vice captain, solid player. I'm sure you're all aware of her, the qualities that she possesses. You've got Leah Walty, who you realize, for those, I feel like she's underappreciated, but you really realize how good she is when she's not in the squad. A perfect midfielder, in my opinion. You've got Malin Gut, who's newly to the team. Noel Marriott. There's so many midfielders fighting for a space in that middle of the park. So it's quite enviable, actually, when you're a fan of the club and you support both teams. You just think, right now the men's team is struggling for midfielders and the women's got a sport for choice of quality midfielders. But yeah, a great goal and a great performance. And I'm just happy for the team, the club, and Joe Montemurro, who really made my day when he answered that question that I showed you at the beginning of the video. At least he knows, someone's got to cheer up Arsenal fans, that especially the Arsenal fans that are supporters of both the men's and the women's team, because if it would have been 2 L's this weekend, I think I might have lost the plot, to be honest with you. But yeah, a great win. We're still pretty much at the top of the table. Manchester United are still running away with it at the moment, but I feel like after this Christmas period break, the second half of the season in the new year is going to be very, very exciting. Let me tell you how the table looks at the moment. So in first place on 26 points already is Manchester United women, who are still unbeaten. They had a massive result against Bristol City with 6-1. 6-1. They're literally running away with it at the moment. Second place, just closely behind them, is Arsenal on 22 points. We've taken 2 L's in the last 5 games, one against Manchester City and one against Manchester United. In third place is Chelsea on 20 points, only 2 points behind Arsenal. However, they've got 2 games in hand that they haven't played. So this weekend there was a few postponed matches. So Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur was postponed. Not quite sure of the reason as of yet. Birmingham City against Manchester City was postponed for a waterlogged pitch. West Ham v Aston Villa was postponed for other reasons I'm not aware of as of yet. And as I'm recording this, Brighton are at home against Reading Women and are losing. Well, Reading Women are winning 2-1 at the moment in the 67th minute. But that's the top 3 of the table. So it's Man United, Arsenal and Chelsea. And to be fair with you, I don't know how that will look once Chelsea play those 2 games in hand. But at the moment, we're in second, which is decent. And then just underneath that is Manchester City women on 18 points. And they played 9 games. And their last 5 games, as you can see, it's a draw, win, win. And then Everton, who... It's crazy because they started the season so well, and I'm not sure what's going wrong for them at the moment, because they were unbeaten, as I said, at the beginning of the season. Their last 5 games is a win, draw, loss, draw, loss. And then underneath them is Reading, Birmingham City, Tottenham Hotspur, Brighton Hove Albion, West Ham United, Aston Villa, and at the very bottom is Bristol City on a minus 39 goal difference. And Manchester United did not really help with that, did they? Well, they definitely contributed to that minus 39 goal difference with that 6-1 result this weekend. So that's how the table looks. That is how, as it stands. And that is how it's going to end for 2020. And then, as I said, the second half of the season is going to be very, very exciting. So if you're not watching women's football, why not get onto it? Because if you're an Arsenal fan, at least you can see some wins. At least you can see some wins. But as I said, there's still quite a few games to go. I will tell you actually who we have coming up next in January. Aston Villa, Reading and West Ham. And if I'm honest with you, those 3 games I'm expecting 9 points. 3, 6, 9. Yeah. Hopefully, but anything can happen in the game of football in the 90 minutes. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my women's content so far this season. As I said, bigger and better to come. Next year, there'll be some important guests that I've really planned out to come on within the women's football industry that I'll be talking to ahead of those games. So hopefully I'll see you then. Everyone keep safe. Have a very festive period as much as you can in this crisis pandemic that we're going through at the moment. And I'll see you before that. I'll see you on the AFTV live streams. But in terms of women's football, I'll see you next year.
This video is brought to you by eToro. Now, you may have seen that eToro sponsor a number of Premier League clubs, and you might be wondering, who are they? Well, eToro is a global investment platform with over 16 million registered users, which offers everything from stocks, currencies and commodities to cryptos like Bitcoin. Now, if you don't have time to invest, eToro is perfect. You can use eToro's CopyTrader feature, copy top performing investors, so when they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically at no additional cost. So if you're looking to start investing and you want to find out more about eToro, then click the link in the description and get on it right now. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.